And welcome back to Carrara. Carlton has won the toss and is kicking with the wind in the first quarter. And as Bill McDonald mentioned, possibly about a 5-goal breeze. What do you think, Peter?
Well, it'll depend on who uses the breeze, but I suspect the Bears might just get away with this one.
David Howlett holding the ball aloft. Waits for the siren, I presume. John and Amanda Elliott, star of Fast Forward. Actually, John was telling me he's only seen it a couple of times. I suggested he watch it more often. He's a star. Milhana has the job of picking up Brad Hardie, who's been in pretty good form lately, Bernie.
Yes, he's had a good season, Brad Hardie. 47 goals, to be 8th on the VFL goal kicking list.
And kicked, I think it was 4 or 5 against Hawthorn here at Carrara a couple of weeks back in the upset of the year. Umpire David Howlett puts the ball down. We're underway at Carrara, the last home and away game of the year. Knocked away by Madden. Out towards the edge of the square. David Kernahan got one too high. And down goes Taylor.
Could be reverse, Pete.
And what's the umpire going to do here? It was originally a Carlton free kick. Is that going to stand? It is. Taken by David Kernahan. Looks for his brother Steve. Perhaps two Bears might have upset each other. Merritt certainly got two hands on it. Rains farms out the hand pass. Knock on by Roger Merritt. Out wide. Eade should get there first for the Bears. Does so. A pretty good hand pass. Zanotti going for one of his customary runs. Good shepherd by Gastev. Gives it back to Zanotti. The former West Coast Eagles duo combining well. His pass down towards the right half forward flank. Hardie and Hanna. Free kick Hardie. But he's a long way from goal. He'll be kicking from outside the 50-metre mark and, of course, into this pretty strong breeze, which is almost going straight down the ground. A good crowd here. Officials were expecting a record crowd. I don't know whether they have one, but it's a particularly good one in view of some bright sunshine on the Gold Coast this morning. Paul Payne, formerly of Melbourne, starting off on Taylor. The short pass is effective, picked up by Eade. Maybe the angle's not as good. He's certainly not much closer to goal. Madden goes to spoil. That's almost a mark. And booted out of danger for Carlton down there by Kennedy.
Well, the kicker's only succeeded in going to McIver. McIver short has found Bernie Harris. Now Harris again, the distance will be a doubt, but he's able to play on as he runs to 40 metres from goal. Gives it to Eade with a quick hand pass. The short one is on. And Gastev has marked about 35 metres out from goal directly in front. Now we might be able to gauge the strength of the wind by this kick of John Gastev's. He's been in great form in recent weeks.
Yes, they've been kicking much further down towards the other end of the ground, as we noticed in that seconds match.
Johnny Gastev has been almost their best recruit. In tip-top form. From directly in front for the first score of the game. It's a nice-looking drop punt straight through the middle.
I don't know, Jono. Have a look at this. The car's got a whole computer system that actually tells you what's wrong with it. And those backyard boys, I think it's just a question of changing a couple of these. I don't know. Unbelievable.
Yeah, you better look at the distributor cap. Could be cracked. It's probably non-genuine too.
Yeah, doing that.
Commodore's all finished. Have a listen to this.
Love it.
First goal kicked by John Gastev, but I guess more importantly, the Bears have held possession for the first 2 or 3 minutes of this quarter. And that could be invaluable in the wash-up. Great bounce again, knocked away by Madden. Taylor got a couple of hands to it, went without the ball. Driven forward for Carlton down there by McKinnon. So a chance for the Blues to get the ball further forward. Fumbled by Kennedy. And it'll be a bounce inside 50 for Carlton. Yashenko and Kernahan jockeying for a position. Big punch away by Kernahan. Didn't really find a teammate. Phillips ultimately short kick out of defence. Free kick to Taylor or Mark, whichever you like. He's gone for a short pass out wide to the centre wing position. The running Rains. In my book, the best kick in the competition. Down towards half forward. Madden. Fine grab at half back. Too tall for Hardie. Justin Madden. Gets plenty of distance, predictably, with the kick. Ischenko was the high flyer. Picked up for the Bears by Kennedy. His kick, again, predictably dropping short. Harris, the opportunity, still inside the square. Great tackle, Gleeson. The ball spills from McKinnon. Great tackle, Taylor. That was excellent. Still, it's a Carlton ball and picked up for the Blues by Payne.
It's Payne towards half forward looking for Kernahan. O'Keefe's got the big job on him. Martin Leslie, beautiful hand pass to Phillips. Out wide is David Bain. Got tons of space out there, the little rover. As he runs to half forward, he sets it up to the pocket to Hardie. Hardie on Hannah. Peeling for the free kick was Hardie. Tries to tap it back into play. Mark Williams was in hard. Eventually Hannah gets it to Madden. Madden goes wide. A quick kick comes towards the half-back line. That's Matthews. He's dispossessed. Taken away by Gleeson. And Adrian Gleeson, a quick kick towards half-forward. Oh, Kernahan's under enormous pressure. He had 3 Bears players to beat. And the 3-1 out, of course, as Kennedy gives it across to Leslie. Leslie has gone short to centre wing. Good, strong play by Brenton Phillips, who's been in great form in recent weeks. Over to McIver. The Bears looking good as McIver goes to half-forward, but another mark.
Free kick, Peter.
Free kick. Madden taken the mark. The umpire saying it was on the shoulder to Andrew Taylor.
And he was lucky not to get a 50-metre penalty there, Justin Madden, because he knew the free kick had been given and just put the ball on the ground.
Kicking into the breeze, the Bears look good. They're going in particularly hard again. You saw their great performance up here against Hawthorn a couple of weeks ago. Look at that. That's poor marking by Carlton.
Well, Rodney Eade is actually picking up Craig Bradley. And when the ball goes into the Bears forward line, Bradley's not picking up Rodney Eade.
Well, here's Rodney Eade from about 40 metres directly in front. Chips it high. Coming back. Hit the post. So bad luck to the Bears, but they're doing all the work at the moment. They're on 1-1-7 to Carlton yet to score. And we must remember the Bears are kicking into a strong breeze.
Yes, it's a good start for them, using up Carlton's time with the wind. Hannah does the kicking in. And you can get an idea because that's gone inside the square. Kennedy. It was Mackenzie getting it to Gleeson. And that's a beautiful kick by Gleeson down towards Carlton's right half-forward flank. Off the hands of the pack. Gibson giving chase. He'll be content to see it over the boundary line with 19.5 minutes left in the opening term. And there's one of the recruits of the year too, Verbeek. Simon Verbeek. Marked down there by Martin Leslie. Almost in Carlton's right forward pocket. Blues' first effective forward move. Gleeson. Could have almost been touched off the boot, that. It won't matter now. 3 Bears down there. Picked up by Herman. His kick was beautifully smothered. The ball out of bounds.
Great effort by Zanotti.
Yes, he slotted well into that back line, hasn't he, Zanotti? He's done very well at full-back.
They're very happy with Zanotti here at the Brisbane Bears. The ball's in the forward pocket. Ischenko was the flyer to knock it away. Verbeek trying to pick it up. Good play by Simon Verbeek. Did he take it over the line?
Yes, he did, Peter.
Deep in that forward pocket. He doesn't think he did. The boundary umpire's right in the scene. There's Cameron O'Brien, who was injured an ankle or an Achilles tendon in the reserves match today, which Carlton won. There's Satori doing the ruck work in the forward pocket. Simon Verbeek on the left foot hooks it back. A good attempt. Oh, the mark dropped down there by Scotty McIver. McIver back towards the half-back line, and Taylor, he really works hard, Bernie. Andrew Taylor.
Yes, he played a great game against Fitzroy. Found his best form last week.
Well, the ball's on the half-forward line for Carlton. They have 18 minutes and 13 seconds of play with this breeze. Kernahan doing the ruck work. It comes to ground. There's Fraser Brown to Gleeson. Back it comes towards Herman. There's Fraser Brown again off the side of the boot towards half-forward. A nice mark taken there by McKinnon. Andrew McKinnon. He's got quite a bit of talent too. Now he's kicking with this strong wind, so the distance shouldn't be a problem. He'll kick from the 50-metre line.
Warwick Kappa kicked goals from this distance out with the breeze, Peter, so he's not a long kick.
Well, the accuracy will be the thing here. McKinnon right on the 50-metre line. It's a beautiful looking kick. No doubt about it, it's a goal to the Blues.
Where that millions of jets, helicopters, planes, trains and trucks go when they're low on fuel. The same place you do. BP. BP on the move.
Andrew McKinnon kicking first goal for Carlton, second of the match. Bears have done most of the attacking so far. A scramble at midfield as Kernahan and Taylor do battle. Good tackle by Matthews, and it'll be a bounce. About 10 metres on Carlton's attacking side of centre. As the Carlton runner comes out. Ball bounced to Schenko and Madden. Madden doing well. McIver, he's had a great season for the Brisbane Bears. Former winner of the Fitzroy Best and Fairest, and he finds Taylor on to McIver again, who'd moved downfield well. McIver looking for distance with the kick, but HARDIE caught well out of position by Milhana, who goes short to David Kernahan, just up from the back pocket. In fact, he's right on 50. And again, long with the breeze. Schenko, seemingly with plenty of time, inboard with the kick. A couple of options open there, and he's found Roger Merritt, who's been in great form in recent weeks likewise. Merritt down towards half forward. It's a badly directed kick, and the mark taken by Fraser Brown. Hannah around HARDIE. Short to centre wing. Leslie may get there first. O'Keefe takes Verbeek out of it. Kernahan late on the scene. The ball out of bounds on centre wing.
Martin Leslie, the player you saw on screen with that hand pass. There's David O'Keefe with the big job on Kernahan, but Leslie's added a lot of stability to that Bears back line. He's tough and he has a go all day. Brenton Phillips too. He's been in fine form. Well done by Taylor to punch that on, but Justin Madden doing the roving around centre half back. It's not a bad effort for a big man. Punched away by Roberts. Back towards half forward. Reece Jones is there though to hand pass wide. Finds Fraser Brown. Brown towards half forward is fisted away. In they go the Blues. This is Bradley onto the left foot, trying to bring it back into play, but Schenko, he's dropped an absolute sitter. That could be costly. Verbeek, good play. His quick kick is taken by Kennedy. Out wide towards the half-back area. Gibson. Further afield to Rodney Eade. Eade looking to the centre of the ground to Merritt. A juggled attempt to mark. Backing him up was Phillips. Phillips a quick kick out wide. Mark Williams against McKenzie. Oh, they both overrun the ball. And it's Ian Herman. No, it's not. It's Paul Payne to lend a hand. Bring it back towards Brown. Brown in after it. Onto the left foot. Back it comes towards half forward. Kernahan has got players everywhere swamping him.
Free kick.
And it's a free kick going to Kernahan. And most times he's been to the ball, he's had 3 men to beat. Kernahan. The short lead is on. He kicks it towards Satori. It's fisted away towards the pocket. Taken away by Eade. Out wide. And he's found a teammate in McIver.
Scott McIver from the right half-back flank. Short pass. Looking for Taylor, who got grabbed when not in possession. But was he out of bounds? He was, according to the field umpire. Paul Feltham already on the phone. Bears, though, defending stoutly in this quarter. Knocked down by Roberts. Hawker hooks the ball. O'Keefe missed it. Bradley, Eade doing a good job on him so far. O'Keefe again looks for the hand pass. It's partly intercepted by Verbeek and out of bounds. But the umpire's found a free kick to the Bears. And it'll be going to O'Keefe, I think. Yes, it will. O'Keefe just up from the half-back flank. Ball standing up into the breeze. About 4 Carlton players fly together. Kennedy, Williams hugs the boundary line with the kick down towards half forward. Plenty of space for HARDIE to move in. They've left it right open for him. Did well to get a kick at the ball. Well, Rains goes in solidly. Might have given away the free kick he has. And it'll be taken by Kennedy. Rains not too happy. David Kernahan had taken the mark, but it will be brought back. Kennedy has to kick over the mark, which he will do so just up from full back. Now decides to play on. Not a great kick with the wind. Now another free kick here, again going to Carlton. Or is it going to McIver? It's going to McIver. Even he was surprised.
Shepherding, Pete.
Scott McIver from inside the square. He's gone short. He's kicked it straight to Justin Madden, who's taken 3 marks so far and doing well in the ruck. Milhana short the half back, and on the 50-metre line is number 25, and that's Herman.
Well, time's ticking down. They've only got 13 more minutes in this quarter with the breeze. as the kick comes down towards centre wing. It's fisted away. Here's Hawker over to McKinnon. And they've got to go long, Carlton, get a couple of goals with this win. A beautifully directed kick comes further afield. And this is Philip Porsonides. Now, he will kick. He's kicked a lot of goals in reserve grade football. He will kick from 55 metres. It's a wobbly looking drop punt. In fact, a strange looking kicking style. And off the side of the boot and through for a behind. And they want goals, Carlton, and quickly.
In golf terminology, it would have been a slice.
Dead right. 1-1 apiece. And the Bears have done well so far. There's Zanotti out wide on McIver, making plenty of space. He's been in tip-top form. He played a blinder against Hawthorn a couple of weeks back. Good mark to Taylor, who's playing in front, creating a lot of problems for Paul Payne. He went to play on, which is not good play. And eventually he didn't think he was off. What do you think, Bernie?
Well, once you go to hand pass to a teammate, the umpire often says that's play on. I think that's right, Peter.
Well, it's at centre wing. Madden has been in fine form, beaten for that one though by Ashenko. Brown towards half forward. Was that a free to Bradley? The umpire said no. Herman over the top to Bradley. Backer comes to Herman towards full forward. Oh, the mark is dropped. That allows Gleeson to come in and try and tap it on. Gibson, beautifully done. They're playing well in defence. O'Keefe, that's the Bears. And Raines can run 50 metres if he wants to. There's two bounces. And elects to kick it around the boundary line, looking for Merritt. Can he recover? Oh, good play, Merritt.
Free kick.
Tremendous play, Merritt. Use of the body after he dropped the mark.
Interesting matchup, Merritt and David Rhys-Jones. I noticed before the match, Merritt was wanting to shake hands and Rhys-Jones just ignored him completely.
Well, that'll make Merritt fire up, I would think. Oh, Kennedy making space at half forward. The Bears running this ball very, very well into the breeze. Michael Kennedy towards half forward. Taylor is there. Oh, almost a mark. Kennedy receives from Hawker, then on to McKinnon. Kernahan a chance, well read by Kernahan, 55 metres from goal, set sail for home. Will it come back? Great play, Stephen Kernahan for a goal.
He wanted her, and the Pentagon wanted them dead.
Insane. It's out of control.
The most exciting movie you'll see this year. No Way Out. Tonight. Next on Hinch.
I've lost a family. I've lost a wife and 5 children.
He has not seen his family in 2 years. They are lost to a bizarre sect where the high priest took men, women, and especially children as brides. The Bride Sect, next on Hinch.
Kernahan and McKinnon, the goal kickers for Carlton. The Blues lead by 6 points with 10.5 minutes left in the opening quarter. They'll need a few more. I think Gleeson might be able to get them on the road to getting some. Down towards Kernahan again. Standing start. Going close. Ball kept in play. Chance for Herman to pick it up. A hand pass. No one's there. Gibson showed courage.
Loose his
ball.
Teammate.
Yes, I know. He didn't see him. He was looking at the ball. Now, Hawker shovels it out. McIver taps it back. Well, still not further forward for Madden to pick it up. And the big ruckman from a standing start doing well in the opening term. Phillips. Oh, he's put that out of bounds on the full. Has he? No. That's millimetres inside.
They look desperate, don't they, the Bears in defence? Oh, it's a good sign when those two players, one of them Gibson, they charged both at it. Good to see that in the last line of defence.
Boundary throw in, knocked down by Ashenko. Phillips again, short kick. McKinnon. Doesn't look unlike Greg Wells in some of his mannerisms. Gastev, late tackle. Merritt. Almost got one on the back from Gleeson, who wins the ball. Does well to get it to Big Madden. And the kick not well directed. And the mark is taken again by Brenton Phillips. Tries to get around Bradley. Does so only just. Harris breaks the tackle. Short pass. Raines at halfback takes the grab. Long kick by Raines, despite kicking into a solid wind. Madden again. No. Beaten for it by David Kernahan. Spins around, might be looking for his brother downfield. Oh, grab, yes, played to Bradley. And realising he must get things moving pretty quickly, O'Keefe overruns the ball. Bears in trouble. Gibson A hurried kick out of defence, lands just inside 50, bounces. Will it bounce nicely for Gastev? He does, and the Bears clear again.
Oh, good play by the Bears. They're really playing well in defence over to Rains. Rains a long kick to Mark Williams. A brilliant diving attempt, and the umpire's paid the mark. Williams, there's been a lot of speculation whether he'll go back to Port Adelaide next year.
Yeah, great use of the body there by Mark Williams.
The Bears trail by a goal. Now the short one is on to HARDIE. Hannah caught behind. Good thinking by HARDIE, and immediately plays on and kicks long. Madden at the back, goes for the spoil. Paul Payne's in there to lend a hand. Madden playing well. Comes out of defence with a high ball. Bain flies for it against Matthews. Hand pass quickly comes out to Brown. Brown's gone short, or it comes off. He was very committed, David Kernahan. Then that was a very strong mark. He's at the centre-half back here position. Just under 8 minutes of play left in this first quarter. Brenton Phillips doing really well in defence. Quick kick up towards half-foot. Oh, the mark is dropped there at half-foot. I think it was Ashcroft. Let's see at the base of the pack. And the umpire's paid holding the ball.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Could have went either way. I thought the Carlton player, Kennedy, fell into his back.
This is Michael Kennedy. Two Michael Kennedys out there today. One for the Bears, one for Carlton. Towards half-forward, Kernahan went the punch. And I think he's given away a free kick. He has. It'll be a Bears free kick. Martin Leslie. Now he's gone wide. That's good play to Gastev because it's created the loose man. Gastev, he's gone short also to Williams. And this possession football is eating away at Carlton's time with the win. Now he's gone wide to Rains, who's unattended. Can he play on? Yes, he can, Jeff Rains. A bit of shepherding going on. Rains sets sail for home with a long kick towards the goals, offline, and just through for a behind. But they're playing well. 1-2, a total of 8. The Brisbane Bears trailing Carlton by 5 points. Carlton have kicked 2-1.
Rodney Eade on the boundary line being attended to maybe for a calf injury, and that's bad luck because he had the better of Bradley in their duel so far, as he often has. He's picked up Craig Bradley many times during his VFL career. Gastev at the fall of the ball. Punches it. Phillips, a little poke at it. Hawker, opposite number 11. Paul Payne, former Melbourne player, looks for Kernahan and finds him. Great mark. And he's kicked one already. This one won't be a score. It'll land just inside 50. Courageous mark taken by Reynoldson. Zanotti, Gastev. Dragged down as David Kernahan. He had the ball. The umpire said he didn't have the ball.
Well, that was a great tackle by Gastev, and he should have been rewarded because David Kernahan just let the ball go completely. It should have been a holding the ball decision.
That's what I reckon.
Agree with you entirely, Bernie. A top tackle.
And David Kernahan had quite a few kicks so far in the quarter, probably more than his brother. Into the square, high flyers there, and again Zanotti breaking clear. He's kicked it straight back to David Kernahan. It's kick for kick at Carrara. And his brother this time, almost. McIver. Rains, will he give it back to McIver? He will. Rains should do the shepherding. Underground hand pass to Kennedy. Well tackled by Herman. Ashcroft out of bounds it is. So a boundary throw in between right centre wing and right half forward flank for Carlton. And we've got 5 1/4 minutes left in the opening quarter. And a good quarter for the Bears so far. Verbeek. Centering kick. Tries to find Kernahan, who looks for a free kick. There was none there. The umpire calls play on. McIver. Ashcroft has to try to beat 2. David Kernahan again throws it out. Picked up by Mackenzie, a high kick to half forward.
David Bain's the only man there for the Bears, and he competed. That was the main thing. Bradley, a clever hand pass to Hawker. Back to Herman. Again, it's with Hawker. Hawker onto the left foot. Up towards full forward. Satori caught underneath of the Bears' defence doing well. That's Gibson out to O'Keefe, and they've rebounded beautifully. They look a different side, the Brisbane Bears. As a beautiful long kick comes up towards Bain. They've got the loose man going now, the Bears, as he has a bounce. Payne runs at him. Bain towards the pocket. Overrunning it was Merritt. HARDIE in to lend a hand was tripped. And eventually the ball is forced over the line, deep in that forward pocket. Rodney Eade, we saw on the boundary line. What's the report down there, Bill McDonald?
Peter Rodney's on the sideline there. Just twisted his ankle a little bit out there before, but nothing too serious. Should come back into the match. Probably wait till quarter time, though.
Thank you, Bill. Yes, they could certainly do with him, because since he's been off the ground, Bradley has done well. Herman doing likewise. Kicks to the ball up towards centre wing. Kernahan, and speak of the devil, Craig Bradley. He's had about 3 possessions since he'd left the field. Inside 50. Bears full of dash. Zanotti again, his kick up toward Gastev. Gets it back once more. Streaming.